Hey guys, Micah from Black Bear Custom Kydex. I've got a super short video for you today. I would love to do a longer video. As you know me, I love to ramble, but I'm really running late today. I got to get out the door and ship this off. This is a little setup for the Benchmade Nestucca Cleaver. This one's going to a gentleman named Brian. We have had a whole lot of drama with this thing getting lost in the mail for a couple months and finally making it here. And so, yeah. Let me just show you guys what I built for him. He asked for me to do it in either Storm Gray or Coyote Gray. This is Coyote Gray. And what you're looking at is a setup that allows you to carry it on a belt with a tech lock or on mollies, whether it's on a pack or on a vest, via the universal tech lock adapter, which is an invention of mine. Basically, how this works is it's a system that holds the tech lock itself, meaning anything with a tech lock on it, you can slip the tech lock into this and carry that item in this universal tech lock adapter. Now, in the past, I've only mounted these adapters to a bigger sheath, and it allows you to swap out which component you have piggybacked onto that sheath. But Brian asked me to do this on a pair of molly locks so that he could wear it on his chest and then transition to wearing it on his belt with the tech lock that's installed on it now. How I've done this is I've created a plate that fits over the back of it. It's got a little hardware recess that allows the tech lock to screw onto it without the hardware ever coming in contact with this Coyote Gray sheath, or in cases where the molded part is actually part of the sheath, it would not come in contact with the metal, which is obviously very important. I have molded a second sheath that works on the opposite side of the knife, so it is an ambidextrous setup. You can just flop that around and make that work. Use the same hardware. Obviously, you can figure out how to do that. The Nestucca Cleaver is a very, very difficult knife to get into Kydex. This is my third attempt at it. I've done a Nestucca Cleaver before this, only one time before, and it was a royal pain in the butt. I ended up not needing a retention strap, but with this one, I just felt better having it. You can see I've put a little bit of a retention divot there, but putting any kind of divot like in the ring itself, it can get dicey, and yeah, it just wasn't coming out okay. So I decided, you know what, I'll put a little retention divot in it during the initial molding formation. But a retention strap is going to be the secondary, and it's the way to go. What I have found is that depending on how you position the tech lock and how tight you have it, you can actually inadvertently pinch the handle a little bit with the back of the tech lock, and that would actually keep you from needing a retention strap. However, the way it's set up right here, you would need it. So I'm just going to send it like this with the retention strap. And Brian, however you end up angling this, try it with, try it without, see what you need, but definitely don't skimp on safety. This could make or break having a good sheath system. And ultimately, if your knife is going to, come loose on you, that is extraordinarily dangerous. The other danger you run into is that this outcrop here leaves the blade coming out pretty far over the handle, and if it's even out just a little bit, you really need to watch it. That's a super sharp corner, so be very, very careful with this. What the retention strap does, it's very hard to close up, but what it's doing is essentially pinching the Kydex shut right here, so the knife is, at least not with any reasonable amount of force, able to move outward. So that's really what you're looking for. To close that up, you're just going to want to really ratchet down on it and bring that snap up to the little hub right there. Pull the dot snaps. They can only roll up onto their hub to snap shut, and they can only be pulled off by lifting the tip up. Hence the whole idea of pull the dot. These don't, ironically, actually have the dot on it, so that's why I'm giving you this little tutorial. But it does take a little bit of force to close, and this will wear in a little bit over time and become just a little easier. But it is rubber coated nylon, so it's not going to stretch much, which is a very good thing. So as it is closed up like that, you have absolutely no rattle, no play, and it does take a bit of force to draw that out like that. So it's not just going to come out on you. When you do need it, the only problem I have with retention straps is that they oftentimes, sorry, it's a little awkward angle to pull this from. They oftentimes get in the way of the blade. So what I would recommend is when you open it up, you just kind of take the strap and you can turn it and just kind of tuck it behind, and that should get it well out of the way of the blade. Same thing going back in, just make sure it's out of the way. You can absolutely score this up with the knife and with a hard enough cut. or enough scoring, you can definitely fray this and break it. So you don't want to do that. If you happen to, these are really cheap, really easy, and universal sizing, so you could replace it really quickly and painlessly. How it rides with the UTA, or Universal Tech Lock Adapter. Basically, the Tech Lock has to go into it at a little bit of a steep angle like so, because you need the feet of the Tech Lock to fit down into it. I know the camera angle here isn't particularly good, but just imagine kind of going in like that, and as you rotate and get the back of the Tech Lock to lay flat into it, it'll just kind of want to snap into place like that. Once you have it laying down like that, you can just kind of slide it down into its compartment. So you can see the value here. It's a really quick transition from on the UTA on the chest to get your Tech Lock off, open that sucker up, and transition to the belt, obviously vice versa. So it's a really cool setup. I'm very pleased with this. It's a very unique setup, so I wanted to make sure I got a quick video and picture of this thing for you guys. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think of the Nestucca Cleaver. I hate this thing. I'm sorry to say. I love Benchmade, and I know this is a quality knife. It's just not for me. And particularly Kydexing this thing is very, very difficult. So if you guys have a Nestucca and you want me to put this thing to Kydex, you need to send me your knife, because I will never own this one. And you will be getting a retention strap on it, because I just do not want you to be taking the risk of not having that option. So that will be a mandatory feature with these. You obviously can do whatever you want once you get it, but I will not be making any sheaths for this particular knife without a retention strap, just because it is super dangerous. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think of all this stuff. I'd love your opinions down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and stick around for the next one. God bless.